Welcome back. April 25, 2026. Today's briefing has a story that's going to come up in a lot of team conversations. Cohere acquires, merges with Germany-based startup to create a transatlantic AI powerhouse. Plus a security alert that your IT team needs to see. 10 stories. Let's get into it.
Now this one is worth your attention. Cohere just bought Canada. The market is still absorbing that number. Here's what actually happened. Cohere, the Canada-based AI company that makes AI tools for businesses in regulated industries, announced Friday it would merge with Aleph Alpha, a German company that also builds AI systems for businesses and governments. What this means in practice: two major players are now one, with significant overlap. Watch for product consolidations and pricing changes over the next 6 months. Third story of the morning, Series just raised $1 million, and the bet they're making is clearer than the headline suggests. Here is the full picture. Series, a social networking app that's grown popular on college campuses, announced a $1 million pre-seed round from some big names in tech. The valuation implies a bet on a very specific future. Whether that bet pays off depends on execution. Track the product roadmap against this investment thesis over the next 2 quarters. Getting into the back half of tech now, the headline undersells what actually happened here. Let me give you the full picture. What we know so far: Meta has been poaching talent from Thinking Machines Lab. The ripple effects from this story will take time to surface, but the direction is already becoming clear. Subscribe to stay ahead of stories like this before they become mainstream headlines. Rounding out the tech section with this, a major development emerged from Steve Ballmer today. The details matter here. Steve Ballmer wrote a fiery letter in the sentencing of disgraced founder Joseph Sandberg, documenting all the harm that's befalling him as an investor. The ripple effects from this story will take time to surface, but the direction is already becoming clear. We'll have more as this develops. Link in the description for the full source. The story leading today's briefing: attackers are already inside systems. Palantir confirmed active exploitation is underway. Let's break it down. The IRS has used Palantir's software since at least 2018, The Intercept reports. If you're running the affected software, patching is not optional. Exploit code is already circulating. Mitigations are documented. Link in the description. Implement them now. Tech done. Security up. This section is the part of the briefing where being half asleep costs you. Hacker News broke a story this morning that your IT team needs to act on. Let's go through it. Second security alert: the benchmark result everyone is talking about, and what it does and does not actually prove. Here's what actually happened. Cybersecurity researchers have discovered a set of malicious apps on the Apple App Store that impersonate popular cryptocurrency wallets in an attempt to steal recovery phrases and private keys since at least fall 2025. Once launched, these apps redirect users to browser pages designed to look similar to the App Store and distribute Trojanized versions of legitimate wallets. Kaspersky research breakthroughs matter less for what they prove today and more for what they make possible next. Research results and production results are two different things. Keep that gap in mind. Third alert of the security section: a serious vulnerability was just disclosed, and the patch window is tighter than most realize. Here is the full picture. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, has revealed that an unnamed federal civilian agency's Cisco firepower device running adaptive security appliance, ASA, software was compromised in September 2025 with malware called FIRESTARTER. FIRESTARTER, per CISA and the U.K.'s National Cybersecurity Center (NCSC), is assessed to be a backdoor designed for remote access and check the affected version numbers against what you're running. If there is a match, patch today, not next week. Patch now, every day without it increases your exposure window. Fourth alert on the radar today. Researchers at Inspector General just published findings that are going to generate debate. What we know so far. The Office of Inspector General, OIG, of the U.S. National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, has revealed how a Chinese national posed as a U.S. research breakthroughs matter less for what they prove today and more for what they make possible next. Replication and peer scrutiny will determine whether this finding holds. Watch for follow-up coverage. And the final security story for today. The headline undersells what actually happened here. Let me give you the full picture. The details matter here. The AI agent authority gap from ungoverned to delegation, as discussed in our previous article, AI agents are exposing a structural gap in enterprise security, but the problem is often framed too narrowly. The issue is not simply that agents are new actors. The ripple effects from this story will take time to surface, but the direction is already becoming clear. Subscribe to stay ahead of stories like this before they become mainstream headlines. The top security story this morning: a zero-day exploit is being actively used against real targets right now. Let's break it down. Chinese-speaking individuals are the target of a new campaign that uses a Trojanized version of Sumatra PDF Reader to deploy the Adaptix C2 beacon post-exploitation agent and ultimately facilitate the abuse of Microsoft Visual Studio Code, Versus Code, tunnels for remote access. Zscaler Threat Labs, which discovered the campaign last month, has attributed